All right, guys, listen. There's an update to the Maegan Hall situation. That was the brave and beautiful police officer who was fired from the police station because she was doing what God made us to do. Okay, her and a bunch of guys were having fun. That's what the report originally sounded like. She wanted to be a swinger with her husband or something. He wasn't into it. Frankly, it seems a little gay to me. That's fine. I'll link the original video so you can get my original take on it. But yeah, and then she got fired. Now, frankly, I understand them wanting to punish somebody for doing that kind of stuff on company time or whatever. But to be honest with you, it seemed kind of weird, especially since they fired all the black guys that slept with her, but they didn't fire the white guys. I'm just saying. I didn't say it. I'm just telling you. Okay, that's what I remember. So anyway, she's coming forward saying like she was actually the victim. Now I don't know if that is or isn't true, but frankly, I'd be suing that police department too because firing her for what? Like, come on, give her a suspension. Fire her? I think that's disproportionate. Got a couple of videos to watch, and if they're short, let's get it doing. Oh,
is making fun of this woman. You should be. If any of you shared memes making fun of this woman, you should be fucking ashamed of yourself. A lawsuit just came out detailing the amount of abuse that this woman went through. And
now listen, not for nothing. It's a lawsuit. We're going to see where it goes. It doesn't necessarily mean that there is abuse just because she's claiming abuse. There might be. Only reason I'm saying that is because, like, I mean, I don't really know. But this is a lawsuit. So what you guys do, what they do is like they'll be as like extreme as possible on both sides. They meet in the middle in some capacity. But I could be wrong. Maybe she didn't want any of it, but it seemed like they were all chilling. They were all having fun. There was just, when in Rome.
And fuck every single cop that was involved in this. Not only did
she did
they coordinate their sexual abuse of this woman.
I don't know, maybe.
Once she started cutting herself and attempting suicide, they were worried about getting caught and started coordinating a fucking plan to make her look like the initiator of all the sexual contact. And then it went viral and all that shit started happening. The cops were doing this on secret phones. Obviously, they're not fucking smart, and people found out about this.
Okay.
They were sharing unwanted photos of her. Dude, it is absolutely disgusting.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't doubt that if everybody's fucking her, they're gonna, send it. I don't know. From what I remember, it just seemed like they were all doing it. But
we're doing to her.
And like, I think even her husband was like, yeah, she wanted to be open or whatever. Like,
the way that people reacted to the story says so much about how we fucking treat and view women in society.
I kind of agree with that. I don't think that people should have shamed her as much because nobody shamed the men for fucking her. They only shamed like there was like, oh, what a dirty whore. She's fucking all these guys. What? Bro, what about the guys fucking the dirty whore? I don't think that she is one, by the way. Base queen, in my opinion. Unironic. I'm being serious. Get your bag, girl. But like, nobody judged the men, they only judged the woman. If it was a guy doing it to like a bunch of the female cops, we would have been like, ooh, he's a fucking baller. She was having fun, bro. Or maybe she was really taking advantage of it. I guess we don't really know. But
disgusting. And I hope she gets a bunch of fucking money and a bunch of fucking
that
help
part I
in
agree
therapy
with.
Because what she went through was fucking horrible. The way society treated her was horrible. And there's a lawsuit if you want to go read it and see the terrible shit that she was put through.
Okay. Let's see this actual news article instead of a woman's opinion.
Of sexual misconduct rocked the shocking findings of sexual misconduct rocked the Laverne Police Department. 5 officers and the police chief all fired.
One of those officers, Maegan Hall, became the face of the scandal and the target of nationwide ridicule, and she's now filed a federal lawsuit.
Tonight, in an exclusive interview with our Nick Barris, Hall describes a toxic workplace behind closed doors and how sexual misconduct spiraled out of control.
Maegan Hall was 24 years old when she was hired as an officer here at the Laverne Police Department 2 years ago.
Okay.
Her plan was to have a career in law enforcement. She now knows that dream is likely over.
I mean, frankly, Maegan was probably reducing, let's be real, she was probably causing the department to have less domestic abuse issues because we already know statistically cops are more likely to beat their wives and shit. So she's probably, let's be real, she's probably a hero.
I remember while interviewing for the position at Laverne Police Department, they described the environment as a family.
Okay. Damn. Fucking Alabama family.
However, while I was aspiring to protect my community, the Laverne Police Department was not protecting me.
By now, most of the country knows what happened. Hall, 4 other officers, and the police chief were fired last month.
See, they fired all the black guys, but there was like 4 white guys who fucked her too, and they didn't get fired. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. It seems a little weird to me. Something's a little fishy.
This after 2 separate investigations found that Hall engaged in sexual activity and or shared intimate photos and videos with several male officers. The chief and 2 sergeants were among those implicated. Now,
damn. I mean, like, yeah. You know, the thing is that, like, I don't know if she actually felt. She might have actually. Here's the problem. Okay. Is that it's like the chief and the sergeants. Right? It's not just the other people. And so there is a pretty big power dynamic. And also from an appropriate perspective, from a perspective of appropriateness, for the boss to engage in this behavior shows a huge issue in some level, at the very least, of professionalism. Obviously, it's not professional for anybody to do that, but for the boss to be doing it, it communicates to everybody else that this is the okay behavior, and it does kind of set her. It potentially sets her up to be like the kind of just like the fucking office toss around, even if she may not want it. I'm just saying, it's possible that something was going on considering the position of people that were above her. If everybody was just like equal to her and on her level, it would have been different. But with the bosses, she has an argument. Even if she has an argument. Even if she's just trying to play the system to get money, go get your bag, girl. But she has an argument. Frankly,
Hall and her attorney, Wesley Clark, are suing those 3 supervisors and the city in federal court for civil rights violations.
Maegan wasn't looked at like a rookie cop to be trained and promoted. She was looked at as a piece of meat to be sexualized and exploited.
Since the story broke, Hall, the lone female officer fired and only woman on the second shift, became a target.
Yeah, there's more accountability on authority figures
Nationwide for sexual jokes and taunting.
I received harassing and threatening messages on my phone daily.
Yeah, they probably send her giant black baseball bats. I would threaten the fuck out of me, dude. I'd be so scared.
I felt like I'd been terrorized.
And yes, now she is suing.
Maybe.
No criminal charges have been filed in the case. Hall knows there are those who will say she was a consenting adult who willingly participated in sexual antics in violation of police department policy.
I think that's probably what it leans towards. But again, with the officers, like with the guy, the higher ups in charge, letting this behavior happen for as long as it did, and being involved, she has a case at the very least. She has an argument. So,
and that now she wants to blame others, including
one
sergeant who targeted her early on.
Well, the reason she's only suing the black guys, yeah, she's racist. I think it's because they're all the higher ups in the department. All the racism jokes aside.
I know what most people are saying. You know, you could have said no. I get it.
No, it's kind of hard if you're. Well, they're probably saying, I gotta stop. If this part is true, how do you say no to your boss? That, like, when the entire department's fucking you. Like, it's also possible that she started fucking these guys because she was just chilling, and then all of a sudden she just felt trapped because, like, it was expected of her. You know, I don't know.
But my response to them is that I did say no, and he wouldn't take it for an answer.
Did she?
Eventually, I gave in from pressure.
So it's not as easy to say she could have just said no.
Maybe.
She did say no on several occasions. Miss Hall tried to get out of this relationship, and she was not.
Do they have, like, I'm just curious, do they have text messages of that?
Not allowed to.
Hall concedes she participated under duress. She's not saying she was raped, but adds that the salacious details made public of sex on the job put her alone center stage and do not tell the whole story.
They isolated me, they shunned me, they accused me, and they blamed me for becoming a victim.
Hall suffered from depression to the point of considering suicide.
Well, that part I believe, with like the depression part, because people bullied her online, like disproportionately. Nobody cared about the other guys. It was all about how she's a bad person. What proof? I would just want to see, like, if there's like a text message of her saying no. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just, because I think that, like, I don't know. I think that she, given the circumstances, it seemed like they were all consensual, but I think that she's had her life ruined, not just by losing her job. Because, like, let's be honest, like, okay, so for this, my perspective, let's say that she did want to do it. But the bosses are like, yeah, you can do this in the department. Who's really at fault? Is it her, or is it her bosses that are engaging in sex with her that are normalizing this behavior in the workplace? I don't even think that she should have been fired in any capacity. The higher ups make sense. They're the ones that are supposed to be responsible. But like, you can never really judge that power dynamic given the fact that like that's her boss. You know what I mean? And he sets the stage for what is considered acceptable in what's going on. So I don't know.
And at one point was hospitalized. She felt trapped.
But like, yeah, she was getting bullied so much. I'm sure that she had mental health problems.
Supervisors work together.
How is she a bad person? What makes her a bad person? Get out of here. Get out of here, dude. What are you talking about?
To take advantage of my vulnerabilities and my mental.
I'm not. Oh my, you're just trolling me. I'm actually.
And they used it for their gain and sexual pleasure.
And that included the police.
I didn't say she has to have a text message. I said it would have been helpful to see, especially considering the pretext of the conversation that we have, what we know, where like everybody was engaging in sex.
Police Chief Chip Davis. The independent investigation found he was aware of what was going on and even received intimate photos and videos of Hall.
Who do you turn to when the chief of police is sexually harassing you?
Was he? Wait, if he received the photos, like was he doing her, or did he like see him and go like, "Damn, you guys are crazy. Stop fucking sending me this shit."
How could I get justice when the entire system, including the chief, not only condoned such behavior, but participated in it? I was lost, and I felt alone. I had no one to turn to, and I had nowhere to go.
Hall now
you did have a husband.
Realizes her career in law enforcement is likely over, and she knows those ugly memes on social media will remain forever. Her reputation sullied.
No woman should ever have to endure this type of abuse.
Yeah.
What happened to me during my employment at Laverne's police department, it should never happen to anyone.
Laverne? Virgin? That's what it sounds. Wow, that's a weird way to spell it. V-E-R-G-N. Laverne? Whatever.
Hall now hopes to put what happened to her here at the Laverne PD behind her. She is married and says she has a strong family support system and says that it was her faith that helped carry her through the turmoil. Nick Barris, News Channel 5.
Okay.
Nick, thank you. Hall's federal lawsuit names 2 supervising sergeants, the police chief, and the city of Laverne. The city has not responded to the lawsuit.
Shocking.
Yeah, so listen, man, at the end of the day, from everything I know, and I could be wrong, do your lawsuit, catch your bag. This is a girl, from what it seemed like to me at least, everything was consensual and everybody was happy and having fun or whatever. But maybe it wasn't. I don't know. But get your bag either way, because the amount of energy, the negative energy she's getting from everybody, but nobody cares about any of the guys who slept with her, I think is like gross. She was getting a hard time the entire time. If it was a dude fucking 5 women in the police station, you'd be like, oh, awesome, guys are so cool. But because it's a girl, all of a sudden, like, everybody's shitting on her. So good, get your bag. I don't even care if it actually happened that way or not. In this specific instance, she got relentlessly bullied. So good. Hope she wins. God bless. She just needed Jesus. Yeah, she needed Jesus to come through.
I want Papa God to pee on my face, but just as a friend. There's nothing weird about that. I want him to pee on my face.